Hi, this is Brittany, a meteorologist at the National Weather Service in Grand Forks with the September edition of A Look Back. Once a month, we've been examining one historical weather event from eastern North Dakota or the northwest corner of Minnesota. Last month, we looked at the August 3rd, 1896 Grafton tornado. Older versions of A Look Back can be found at our office YouTube page. This month's feature is the September 5th, 2004 Perham, Minnesota tornado. This tornado occurred in the middle of the afternoon. To start, let's look at a map of surface observations from that morning at 7 a.m. Do any of these features stand out to you? First, the temperature at Winnipeg was 49 degrees, and further south, the temperature in Minneapolis was 71. The large temperature difference here can mean there's a front somewhere in the area. And there was a cold front extended from northeast South Dakota into north central Minnesota. On the morning of September 5th, the Storm Prediction Center had a slight risk for severe thunderstorms across the southern half of Minnesota into portions of South Dakota, Iowa, Nebraska, Kansas, and Missouri. Looking at the Storm Prediction Center tornado probabilities, there was a 5% risk area extending into most of southern Minnesota. Perham was a little north of the risk area. At 2:34 in the afternoon, the Storm Prediction Center issued a mesoscale discussion, mentioning a tornado watch may be needed soon. However, the red scalloped area did not include Otter Tail County. Most tornadoes in west central Minnesota occur in June and July when there is a lot of heat and humidity. Here's a look at the temperatures at 3 p.m. on September 5th. Not exactly very warm. The green values are the 3 p.m. dew points, which represent moisture. For west central Minnesota, these are actually quite high for early September. And here are the wind directions at 3 p.m. The arrows represent the direction the wind is blowing. At Fargo, the wind was from the northwest. Over North Dakota in general, winds were from the northwest, while over west central Minnesota, they were from the south or southeast. When the wind directions converge like they were in west central Minnesota, it means there's a boundary in the area. At 3 p.m., the Storm Prediction Center issued a tornado watch. However, it did not include most of west central Minnesota. At 3:48 p.m., the National Weather Service in Grand Forks issued a severe thunderstorm warning, which included portions of Becker and Otter Tail counties. This warning did not include the Perham area. Between 3:20 and 5:15 p.m., 6 severe weather reports were received over west central Minnesota. 5 reports were strong wind gusts, and 1 report was a tornado. Let's take a closer look at those severe weather reports. The blue W's represent 60 to 65 mile-an-hour wind gusts that mainly damaged trees and power lines. The tornado, which tracked from 8 miles southwest of Perham to 4 miles southwest of Perham, was rated as an F2. The most damage occurred around Marion Lake, where one farmstead had significant damage. Debris from the tornado was carried into the city of Perham. September tornadoes are not totally uncommon. In the past 10 years, tornado warnings were issued during 3 of those Septembers. In September 2014, for example, 9 tornado warnings were issued. September tornadoes are tricky. September 5th, 2004 was a cool day. September tornadoes are somewhat rare in the northern plains. The Storm Prediction Center did not include west central Minnesota in its tornado risk area, and the tornado watch did not cover that area either. And the Grand Forks National Weather Service did not have a warning out for the Perham area at this time. Ideally, we strive to have tornadic events covered by outlooks, watches, and warnings. However, that does not always happen. That concludes this edition of A Look Back. Thanks for listening.